Namaste everyone, and welcome to another Qigong practice. So as ever, find yourself somewhere comfortable. We're just going to do a short practice today that leaves our whole body feeling stretched and opened is the intention. So find yourself somewhere comfortable, and if you're standing with enough space to move to either side of the body, if you've got ornaments you might want to move them. We're going to get a few twists into the spine, nice opening and a witness through the side body. So find somewhere comfortable. Bring the hands to centre at the sternum, perhaps massaging slightly, small circles on the sternum with the side of the thumbs, bringing awareness to the heart. And finally, a slight dip of the tailbone and lift the crown, or hunker into them sits bones and lift the crown. And just breathing into this place. This is connecting us with the heart. I find this quite a centering posture. And it's great for soothing the system, opening the neck, bringing the lift right the way through the spine. Only as gently as feels right in this moment. And connecting us with the heart. Final breath. And then place one hand on your lower abdomen and one hand on the chest, and we're just going to take some grounding breaths. And the invite here is to just notice how the breath lands in the body, noticing a wave rise and fall through the chest. You may notice if the hand moves at the abdomen without judgment or expectation. You can imagine a softening, a loosening, a relaxing of the abdominal muscles. I noticed that I used to clench a lot in this area. I know a lot of women that have. And to just give full permission for the body to open, to relax, and to breathe. So letting the breath roll in through the body. And that wave back out through the body. Not trying to change the breath in any way, just bringing awareness. Perhaps noticing the quality of the air as it moves in and out through the nostrils. And with these final 3 breaths, if it feels comfortable, I invite you to slightly lengthen the breath, particularly the exhale, but find what feels good in your system. This isn't about overextending, this is just giving the body, the breath, permission to slow, to receive. For that final breath, even if you're not aware of the abdomen with the breath, just imagining white light of the breath, it just helps the mind. Imagine that opening up, softening down into the abdomen, and then rising right the way up through the chest, and then releasing from the chest, down, 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 right the way through from the abdomen. So breathing's got one great way of coming to groundedness and centeredness, and also to support the body. Lee Holden often says that in Qigong, the practitioners can have a larger lung capacity, and when we breathe lower and deeper, it's more easily utilised by the body. So just by being present to the breath, inviting and connecting to the body, we can start to support our system more deeply. So now that we're nice and present, let's just open up those joints. And this is our usual warm-up routine with some variation. And I like consistency, because it tells the body this is our time to open up. We're safe, we can soften and relax in this place. We're present, we can hear our body. And also, because it's tools that you can take with you anywhere, anytime, When things are done with consistency, it becomes more easy to remember, to access, perhaps in times of challenge or stress. Just 1 or 2 movements can make a big difference, just a few breaths. Okay, with them upper arms. Just letting the tops of the shoulders lead, the lower arms following the upper arm. And then imagine pushing the palms back and round. So the upper arm, the shoulders are leading the movement. And there's still some awareness through the arms. And then rolling back. Find this one quite nice on the spine. Just gently find what feels good in your body. So let's start with releasing this massive place of tension and tightness often. And you can do this with tapping, with a cupped palm, or with the slide, they call it the tiger's fist, or with a closed palm. Just knocking as good as it feels good and right in this moment. If you haven't got time even for a full stretch, or you feel quite tense, you can open and warm the body with tapping. In future we'll do some practices as well where we're not only utilising tapping, we're utilising sounds as well. In Chinese medicine, certain sounds are associated with certain elements and parts of the body, so we can bring release through the body in many ways. And today we're going to focus on stretching. So now that this part is nice and warm, let's do stork spreads its feathers. So we're going to do it in 2 variations today. So we're going to scoop round as usual and lift up. Now imagine the shoulder blades sinking, relaxing, softening down the back body. Imagine waves of softness and relaxation. So the elbows are softening, the wrists are softening, the fingertips gently pulled down by gravity. Slight lift of the crown again. Breathing in and then exhale from this place. So breathing in, gathering breath, energy, and then we exhale, releasing, softening, loosening. Final time. And this time, once you've imagined the softening and melting down the shoulders, the elbows, through the wrists, feeling the fingertips heavy and pulled down to the earth, without overstretching, just a gentle opening from nature and gravity. Then if it feels good, you know your neck best. This is one that we roll the neck, so find what feels good for you. Lifting the crown and imagine it pushing away from these fingertips. So this crown's pushing that way and the fingertips are pushing down, and that maintains some integrity right the way through the neck and opening right the way through the arm. So it's like roll over the shoulder if that feels good and accessible to you. The beauty of Qigong is that you get to lean into, listen into your body. To the other side, again maintaining that lift, the crown's going that way, the fingertips pushing down in the opposite direction. So just bringing our awareness to the body, we can better understand how to support it, how it wants to be opened or not, what feels right or not in movement, and in flow. So let's open the opposite way now. So we're going to open up the insides of the arms. So we're going to scoop behind us, imagine collecting water behind you, and then palms are going to come through, and the palms are now facing the walls and the fingertips are melting and softening down. Just noticing how that feels. It's just opening the arms to a slightly different direction, and if it feels good, you can bring awareness to the fingertips. The little fingers slightly turning to meet as if drawing a circle, to push slightly away, just to open up more on the inner arms again. Never beyond what feels comfortable. I just find it brings a little bit of an opening through the arm. Just awareness through the palms. Final time. So imagining softening through the shoulder blades once again, through the biceps this time, the inside of the arms, right the way through the fingertips are open, the palms are open. Slight lift of the crown. And if it feels good again, maintain a line of opposition, the crown pushing one way in opposition to the fingertips, which pull down to the earth. Maintaining that integrity and lift. And to the other side. So maintaining that lift from the crown to the fingertips, pushing away from each other. That's going to open up the stretch and support and bring integrity through the neck and the spine. Lovely. Okay. Hips and waist. So keeping the head stationary. For those that are seated, you're going to get a nice opening to the side body. You're going to circle like this. But we can all do this. Imagine your hips set in concrete, bringing a nice opening into the side body. And the opposite way, and you can do subtle circles, you can slightly expand it, find what feels good in this moment in your body. And you'll notice when we imagine the hips set in concrete and we move in this way, we get a bit more of an opening into the side body, which isn't always stretched, so I quite enjoy variations that bring in a stretch to the side body. Now for those that are standing, let's keep the crown centered. I'm just going to move around that centre point. For those that are seated, you can continue with your circles, or you can just take a minute to imagine the spiralling coming right the way through the body with your smaller circles, really feeling the sits bones with each rotation. Okay, so we're going to open this a bit more with tray of teacups. So slight hunker down, feeling the tailbone dipping. Let's get them fingertips above the head. Now the palms are facing the ceiling, and then we're going to take the palms to the right hand side, down to the bottom left, down to the bottom right, up to the top left. Okay, so it's like this hourglass shape, this figure of 8, the infinity symbol. Okay, and so the palms come, they face away, they face towards you, they face away. Okay, and what this is doing is bringing that spiral right the way through the whole body. So imagine that spiraling coming in through the soles of the feet. And you'll notice as the palms come round, the hips are back. And as the palms go over the head, the hips come forward. Okay, so the whole body is a whole body movement, whole body spiraling, and then the opposite way. So this time we're going to go top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right. And then bring in the hips when you're ready. Imagine a tray of teacups, which keeps the palms nice and open, brings a bit of an opening into the wrists. And that's spiraling right the way through the body. Relax the shoulders. I often say plant, spiral and grow. DNA. We've got some ferns unfolding in spirals at the minute. So we're just inviting that movement, that we're embodying that natural state of being. And then pushing the palms to either corner, final opening into the tops of them shoulders. And release. Lovely. Now let's give them arms a great shake. Lee Holden calls this Italian Qigong. It's just bringing a bit of a shake, opening right the way through them arms, finally loosening them up. And then just notice how you feel. So we can have a constant check-in. Do them arms feel any different from when we started? We might even not even be conscious we're carrying tension or tightness. Let's go to the hips and waist. We're going to dip down. So for those that are seated, you're just going to bring warmth, movement to those thighs. The hands, the healing hands, just through touch. You imagine mothers, if a child's hurt themselves, what does mum do? Just gives them a rub. So we can do that with ourselves. It brings a sense of calm and safety to the body, and it can help warm up, bring circulation. Never miss It's an opportunity to just connect with the body, feel centered and grounded, bringing a sense of calm and safety. So let's heel toe back in, which in itself is great for opening here. Let's go with the knees. So feet nice and close together and just some gentle circles if it feels good for your knees. Now I've got sensitive knees, so some days I don't do this. Some days it's very gentle. Find what feels good. Forwards and backwards. Heel toe out. And just into those ankles. So for those that are seated, just in front of you. For those that are standing, really flex that, and then we'll give it a good shake. Drawing circles with the toes, with the ankles. If you've got your toes out, giving them a full flex and then a shake. And again, so bringing awareness to the ankle, to the toes. There's a saying, where attention goes, energy flows. I'm much more aware of my whole body as the practice is built over time. So hopefully we're feeling nice and open now. We're going to go to elephant swings at trunk. So for those that are seated, you can do this as an upper body movement. For those that are standing, we're going to get into our mabu, our nice wide-legged stance. Okay, and we're going to keep the legs nice and straight. Okay, so the movement is going to be in the upper body, keeping a nice straight spine. So it's imagining like a hinge, we're just coming up and down. Okay, and it's only when we get to the bottom we bring in a slight bend, because we're going to wave right the way up through the body. So hands over the head. Okay, so just one palm under another, doesn't matter which, you can hold on to the wrist. So bringing in a deep breath, and then exhale to come down. So we're nice and straight in the spine, hinging at the hips, so it's the neck stay, the spine stay nice and straight. And then we can bend and bring a gentle wave right the way up through the body. So this is a lovely whole body opener. Lovely for releasing the back at this point, and then gentle wave. Leaning forward and down. Gentle wave up the body. So a few times at your own pace, keeping a nice straight spine. Hinging at the hips, and then letting that wave ripple right the way from the soles of the feet up. And if it feels good at this point, you can bring a gentle arch into the back, a gentle opening into that lower back, only if it feels good. So down, elephant's gathering that water, squirting it out at the top. So this can be playful. Find what feels good. So this is bringing opening to the sides, opening up a bit in the ribs, warming up the lower body, and bringing us to a place where the head's below the heart a while. Final time. We're just going to stay here for a minute, if that feels good for you. Just to bring some release and opening through the lower back body. Potentially feeling some warmth in the lower legs. Letting any tension or tightness wash out through the crown, out through the fingertips. With breath, with intention, just releasing, opening. And when you're ready, slowly from the soles of the feet, imagine that final wave washing up each vertebrae of the spine, lifting. Okay, so now that we've got a bit of a whole body opening, let's just take a minute, notice how you're feeling, just checking in with the lower body, the upper body, the breath. Maybe that one was a bit more challenging. Okay, so we're just going to bring in a bit of an opening into the hips. Now for those that are seated, you're going to bring your left leg over your right. You're going to imagine the knee and the sole of the foot pushing away from each other. Okay, that's our line of opposition. It's just going to support the integrity of the knee. Okay, and then we can gently push here, never too far. Find what feels good. For those that are standing, you can do this standing, where we just gently dip back, and it's just going to bring a bit of an opening into the hip. Find what feels good, leaning forward but keeping the crown nice and straight, and then back up. Okay, so again, same side. So we're imagining the knee and the sole of the foot pushing away from each other. Just a gentle lean forward, keeping a nice straight spine, as long as feels good. Potentially bringing a bit of an opening into the glute as well. Final time to this side. And to the other side. So again, we've got right over left. We've got the sole of the foot and the knee pushing away from each other to support that knee, and then bringing a gentle lean forward. And again, bit of an opening into that hip and glute. Final time. Now for those that are standing, this can be done with a variation where we scoop those arms around. So this is the same as stork spreads its feathers. The only difference is we're bringing in a stretch to the lower body. So we're giving us some more options here, a bit like tray of teacups even. They come into the side body and then they come out to the sides. So that brings just an opening through the upper body as well. So another variation. But now we're going to go into our shake the tree and just a few gentle flows. Okay, so just a gentle bounce into them sits bones now that the body is hopefully a lot more open than when we started. Really allowing them heels to bounce down into the ground. Those that are seated really soften into the sits bones. Giving body full permission to relax now with an audible sigh. The heart sounds, the heart sound. We can use this to release, to shift the energy in our body. Often noticed at times of tension, frustration, my body naturally sighs. They know how to reset themselves. Oh, that's my 2 pennies worth. So if there's any more tension or tightness in your body, really let that soften down now. Imagine the shoulder blades melting down the back body. Slight lift of the crown, opening through the neck. Feeling the arms like a wave just washing through. Really loosen the wrists. If we allow them heels to bang, we're bringing a slight vibration up the legs, and that in itself can release tension, tightness in the body. Loosening up. I often say, we often rock newborns, we tap them. This is like doing that for ourselves. We always feel better for shaking the tree. So you can just imagine any areas of tension in the body, whether it's muscles, whether it's in the organs. If you've noticed you felt quite tense or stressed, just releasing, softening in that place. Final few times. And noticing how we feel as we get into our Wuji posture. So the legs shoulder width apart, palms cupped at the abdomen, and we breathe. Noticing how your body feels, noticing the breath, allowing it to settle. That was quite a lot of movement. Now really imagine the soles of your feet slightly stretched at the toes. Really imagine the toes nice and open, and the same with the palms. Not overstretching, but imagine like a drum skin, slightly opening them up. So this is opening the fascia, the connective tissue through the body. For those that are after a bit more energy, lean more towards the tops of the feet, the balls of the feet. For those that feel like they need a bit more grounding, they've had a lot of energy going on, can rock more into the heels. And for balance, just into the centre. But listen to your body. over time I've come to realise my body will naturally take itself to the postures that feel right. And we breathe. So bringing this like lifting through the crown and tuck of the chin. Wuji is the highest state of nothing. So the state of effortlessness and yet alertness. The whole body is upright, alert and open, and there's a restiveness in that. Okay, so they say in emptiness we fill, so imagine filling up with breath, with life force. Imagine all those spaces and places we've just opened up, washed with breath, with fresh energy, revitalised, nourished. Final few breaths in Wuji. And for those that wish to, you can bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth to connect the microcosmic orbit, which just connects the yin and yang at the front and back channels of the body. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Tune into your body. Noticing the breath, final time. Okay, so we're going to bring one palm up and one palm down. So it's imagining we're holding a ball between our palms, right? So in this instance, we've got our left hand on top, right hand at the bottom. For those that are seated, you're going to just do this with an upper body movement. For those that are standing, we're going to sweep around with the foot. So we've got a slightly wider stance. Now as far as feels comfortable, we're going to turn. We've opened the hips now, so we're going to turn slightly to this side. Then the bottom hand is going to come round as if throwing a frisbee, and the top hand's going to lift up, palm facing the ceiling. Then turn to whatever degree feels comfortable. Okay, so only go as far as feels good, and then bring it back round, and the hands are going to swap. So the lower hand is going to come to the top of the ball, and the hand that was at the top is now going to come to the centre, and the legs are back to centre. Okay, so now we're ready to go to the other side. So again, trace the foot around. It's like drawing a semicircle. We're going to turn on the heel. And we're going to allow that movement to bring this lower arm round and this upper arm to face the ceiling. Okay, so this is called water dragon. This is supporting the kidneys, bringing a nice spinal twist, nourishing the waters of our body, and back to centre. So the upper arm comes round to the lower, and the lower arm just scoops round. Imagine drawing a ball. So this one is drawing like the sunsets, while this one's coming round back to centre. Okay, so again, for those that are seated, you're just doing the upper body movement, okay? So opening at the hip. Those that are standing, you're going to draw that semicircle, turn. Only go as far as feels good. Okay, this isn't about overstretching, this is about listening to your body. Feeling a twist through the spine, the waters of the body, open and nourished back to centre. So that top arm has come round, bottom arm. So it's like windmill. So again, semicircle with the foot. Turn on the heel. Toes are facing the wall to the side now. As the arm comes round, and that bottom arm goes up. Bit limited on space here, so for those that are standing, you can go into your full mabu and fully open to the side body. Final time. Semicircle the foot, turn on the heel. That brings the lower arm round and the upper arm, palm faces the ceiling, and we turn. Keeping a nice straight spine, keeping a slight lift through the crown to support the spine. When it feels good, coming back to centre, so the leg slips in as the windmills, arms windmill round. So we've got now our left hand on the bottom for the final time, semicircle round, heel faces out, arm comes round, upper arm lifts up and faces the ceiling. Find what feels good, never over twisting, keeping a nice lift in the crown. And back to centre. Bring the palms back to rest, taking a couple of centering breaths. And we're just going to close with some centering and drawing down the heavens. So imagine gathering up the fruits of your practice, nice and open now, and letting that sink into your centre. Still in union and harmony with the breath. Returning to that intention from the start of the practice. As we breathe in and draw down the heavens, imagine that quality of energy you are seeking, washing, embodying, sinking, settling through your body to your core. Again. Another love, positivity, peace washes through the body. Final time. The inside of the palms interlock and come over the abdomen. Got a slight bend in the knee, lift of the crown, and we breathe. So when you're ready, bring the feet shoulder width apart, circling the abdomen, coming up the right hand side and down the left. So I'll not be mirroring you for this. We just do this to follow the direction of our intestines. Circling to centre. Final centering breath. Anchoring, integrating all the fruits of the practice in the body. And when you're ready, release with an audible sigh. Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining today. Hopefully more stretched and open. Let me know how you found that and how that felt in your body. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if it feels right, feel free to share with anyone that might benefit. Until next time, take good care. Namaste.